100 student athletes, 29 teams, one pride, wearing the blue and white, all for the glory of Old State. This is your weekly roar on GoPSUSports.com.
Welcome everyone to another edition of For the Glory. I'm Gia Motyl and we're here at the Letterman's Lounge at Beaver Stadium. The 20th ranked Nittany Lions football team dropped its first Big Ten game of the season at Iowa, 24-3. Let's go to Tony Mancuso, who caught up with the team after Saturday night's game.
Penn State's 24-3 setback was a learning experience for the youthful Nittany Lions on Saturday night in Iowa. Credit the Penn State defense for holding Iowa scoreless in the second half and tallying 9 tackles for a loss. But the biggest theme I heard around the locker room after Saturday's game, there are still 7 weeks of football yet to be played. Converting red zone visits into touchdowns, playing 60 minutes of focused football, and slowing down Illinois' rushing attack are at the top of the list this week as the Lions prepare for Saturday's homecoming clash against the Illini. As always, stay tuned to the GoPSUSports.com football blog throughout the week for extensive written and video coverage leading up to Saturday's game. This week, look for video interviews with cornerback Stephon Morris and offensive guard Stefan Wisniewski.
Up next for the Nittany Lions will be Illinois, scheduled for a noon kickoff on ESPN2. Saturday also marks Penn State's 91st homecoming game and the 45th under Coach Paterno, who is 39-5 all-time. Visit Game Day Central for a complete schedule of all the homecoming festivities. One note about the Nittany Lions' November 20th road game against Indiana at FedEx Field. Penn State fans who purchase a ticket will be contributing a whole lot more than team spirit and support. The Washington Redskins announced Friday that they will generously donate 5% of ticket sales, up to a maximum of $150,000, to Penn State's Dance Marathon, the nation's largest student-run philanthropic event, benefiting the Four Diamonds Fund. The Penn State women's volleyball team roars against the state of Michigan with 3-0 set wins over the Spartans and the Wolverines this past weekend at Rec Hall. Penn State's 2009 Big Ten championship banner was raised on Friday night, and the NCAA championship banner was raised on Saturday. Let's go to Brian Tripp, who covered Friday night's win.
Strong play from Ariel Wilson, Blair Brown, and Deja McClendon propelled Penn State to that 25-21 victory. Penn State took the energy out of Michigan State in the first set with a kill by Deja McClendon to make the score 16-14. McClendon then had a great dig, and Ariel Wilson picked up the kill, making it 17-14, and the Nittany Lions didn't look back. I'm Brian Tripp for GoPSUSports.com.
Penn State's win on Saturday was in front of 3,800 blue and white fans, with the Nittany Lions extending their home winning streak to 82 consecutive matches. The Nittany Lions travel this weekend to take on Purdue on Friday night and Indiana on Saturday night. Both games are scheduled for 7 p.m. Eastern, and you could follow each play on GoPSUSports.com's Game Tracker. The number 24 Penn State men's soccer team got back in the win column on Wednesday night with a win over St. Francis. Penn State outshot St. Francis 38-8, scoring 4 goals from Corey Herzog, Matt Smallwood, Mark Fetro, and Mackenzie Arment. Penn State dropped their first road game with a 2-1 final against the Wolverines, but Corey Herzog netted his NCAA leading 10th goal of the season. Penn State will begin a 3-game homestand starting on Wednesday night when Villanova comes to Happy Valley for a 7 p.m. non-conference contest at Jeffrey Field. The Nittany Lions will then face Michigan State on Sunday at 3 p.m. Admission is free to all games, and you could follow the action on BigTenNetwork.com. The number 15 ranked Penn State field hockey team swept the weekend with wins over Iowa and Monmouth, New Jersey, with scores 5-3 and 7-2 respectively. Let's go to Gabrielle Shirley, who covered the win on Saturday.
I'm here at the Penn State Field Hockey Complex, where the Nittany Lions just knocked off their latest Big Ten opponent, the Iowa Hawkeyes. Penn State turned the Iowa net into a shooting gallery with an impressive 5 goals. 4 of them were scored off of penalty corners. After Iowa was called for a penalty in the first half, Jessica Longstreth put the Nittany Lions on the board with a penalty stroke. The next 2 goals were scored by redshirt sophomore Hannah Allison, who I caught up with after the game.
We work on new corners, and we work on corners every day, so it's nice to excel in the corners, and they were just great passes from Kristen. It's very hard to do what she does.
Penn State's win over Monmouth was also senior day at the Nittany Lion Field Hockey Complex. Ryan Quinn got Coach Moret's thoughts on the 2010 senior class.
You know, these 3 seniors have just been incredible. Just the way they've really kept this team together this year after coming off of a tough season last year, and just, you know, their support of everybody on the field. I think that, you know, they all have heart and they play with such heart and such determination. So it's great to have them as leaders this year.
The Nittany Lions traveled to Michigan State this Friday to take on the Spartans for a 3 p.m. matchup. GoPSUSports.com's game tracker will have all the stats and scores during the game. This week for GoPSUSports.com auctions, we feature a game-worn Penn State football jersey, a pregame press box experience for this Saturday with 2 press box tickets, and a poster signed by this year's volleyball team. Make your bid now on GoPSUSports.com and click the auctions tab at the top of the page. The Penn State women's soccer team's Big Ten record fell to 1-1 after overtime 1-0 loss to Ohio State. Penn State will return on the road with 2 games next weekend with a Midwest swing through Northwestern and Iowa. Another Penn State sports in action this weekend. Women's golf claimed first place in the Nittany Lion Invitational. Men's cross country placed 5th and women's cross country placed 10th at the Notre Dame Invitational. And women's tennis finished their second day at the Hokie Invitational, earning 2 single wins and 1 double win. For complete stats and game results, log on to GoPSUSports.com. And finally, the Lady Lions basketball squad opens their season with their first official practice on Monday. Head coach Coquise Washington and the Lady Lions are coming off their first postseason appearance since the 2004 and 2005 season. Best of luck to the Lady Lions for a successful 2010-2011 campaign. Want to connect with thousands of other blue and white fans? You can by becoming a fan on Facebook.com/Penn State Nittany Lions. And for you tweeple, check out our Twitter section on GoPSUSports.com. You can follow teams like women's soccer on the road this weekend or Tony Mancuso for an inside look leading up to this Saturday's homecoming game. Send For the Glory a tweet at GoPSUSports1 with a tag For the Glory to tell us what special features you'd like to see on our show. That's all for our show, but tune in next week and we'll recap all of the Penn State sports in action. I'm Gia Motyl, and this is For the Glory.